Welcome. It is blisteringly hot here in northeastern Maryland. And you know what that means? It's air conditioning season. And you know what else that means? Probably doesn't work. So, the next 5 minutes I'm going to try to show you how to diagnose and repair your own air conditioner. In my experience, AC failures are usually the result of one of four things. One, actually the most common one, being all the freon leaks out. Second most common, some kind of failure with the AC compressor itself, usually the clutch. Third one is some kind of wiring issue to it, usually the result of a pop fuse or a bad relay. Or failure of the pressure switch. Honda uses a three-way pressure switch, which is a safety switch that monitors the pressure of the refrigerant. There's a high side and a low side to this pressure switch, and it serves as a monitor for pressure faults that can damage the compressor. Replacing the switch is easy, and it's not expensive. Honda Parts now sells them for $38 for the Ridgeline. Now, obviously the correct thing to do is to take the vehicle into a professional and have them monitor the high and low pressure side. In our case though, we just had the vehicle serviced, and the air conditioning was working great. In fact, we pulled into a gas station, we let it idle, and in that time, it just warmed up, clicked off, and it never worked again. So the next thing to do was to diagnose the electronic side. Just had to pop the hood, open up the fuse box cover, and map out the relay. The relay is the same exact relay as the seat heaters. So, swapped those out, and lo and behold, it still didn't work. So the next thing to do was to grab a voltmeter and check for current coming through. Assuming you have enough pressure, and assuming the AC pressure switch works, when you switch on the air conditioning, it will engage the AC clutch relay. A smaller set of plugs gets power when you switch the air conditioning on. It's very simple. Check for 12 volts with it on, and 0 volts with it off. So the next thing to do would be to check the clutch itself on the compressor. Sometimes what happens is they get a little sticky and they just need some help. So what I did is I started the engine, turned on the air conditioning, and tried to force it in with a pry bar. Well, that didn't work. The next thing I tried was to separate the AC clutch itself and see if I could free it up that way. And it was fused so badly I couldn't move it. So that meant the compressor itself had to come out. Being that it was 11 years old, 200,000 miles on it, it was probably time to replace it anyway. I found the easiest way to gain access to the AC compressor was actually to pull the radiator. A lot of people say, nah, you can get away with just pulling the fans. But the issue was the bolts for the fans were rusted on so badly, I ended up breaking one trying to get it off. And there was another one I couldn't even get access to.
satisfying.